Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome. I am live yet again here on Wednesday morning on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying your coffee this morning as you wake up to the day. And as I'm enjoying my coffee and thinking about life and my journey through Lent, I'm pondering a question, and that question has to do with the things that are not optional for me. Do you have anything in your life that is not optional? Maybe it's a task or a goal or a dream or a value for you that you are not willing to give up and that you are not willing to compromise. These are the very things in our lives, I believe, that fill us and fuel us with mission and purpose. They are the must do's in our lives. This past Sunday, we as a church explored the must do's in our lives. And we began with the life of Jesus as we looked at Luke chapter 13. And I want to read verse 33 that kind of captures what I'm talking about this morning. Jesus said to his disciples, "In any case, I must press on today, tomorrow, and the next day, for surely no prophet can die outside of Jerusalem." This was Jesus's must do. I must press on today, tomorrow, and the next day to Jerusalem because that is where he would give his life on the cross for you and for me and for the world. And nothing and no one was going to detract him from that sense of mission and that divine purpose that filled his soul. And as we looked at the life of Jesus, we realized that our lives now, and especially Lent reminds us of this, is lived in response to that sense of love and that sacrifice that Christ made for us. And Lent is a gift to the church. It's our way of taking time as we go between Ash Wednesday and Easter to consider, how do we need to orient our lives? How can we live with a sense of purpose and mission? How can we consider the must do's in our lives so that we can flourish spiritually, so that we can really lean in and know and share the love of God that he displays for us in Jesus Christ? Well, today I wanted to share a little tool with you that will help us do that. And it's actually a very ancient practice. It's called a rule of life. The rule comes from the Latin word regula, which can mean a structure. It's where we get the word trellis from. And just like a vine can thrive and flourish and grow when it has a trellis to support it, so our spiritual lives will grow and thrive when we are surrounded by spiritual practices that help us grow and flourish in the Lord. And so that's why today I brought my little object lesson for us. This is my trellis here. And on this trellis are some spiritual practices or Christian disciplines, we call them. Everything from solitude and worship and stillness and study and service and prayer and confession, all kinds of practices that when we incorporate them in our lives, give us structure and help us grow. So today I wanted just to inquire, maybe challenge you to consider a couple of practices, not a whole lot, maybe one or two, maybe three if you're up to it. But what things in your life, what practices can you incorporate in your life that will give your spiritual life a little structure to help you flourish and grow? What are those must do's in your life? And for me, I have up here, prayer is obviously important to me in study. And I usually begin my day doing that. Uh, Service is really important for me as well. And another thing, because I find myself so busy, hospitality is a really important spiritual practice for me because it makes room for other people in my life. Self care is also important to me. And for everyone, and this can change in different life seasons for us, we all have some must do's, some things in our lives that can help give structure to us, that can really help shape our souls and take care of ourselves so that we can love and be loved of God and share that love with others. So today, as you listen to me, I wonder what couple of practices could really strengthen your own spiritual life, and maybe try for a few days or even this week incorporating them in your life as a way of loving God and as a way of leaning into our journey of Lent. And I think when we do that together, that our lives will flourish when we embrace the things that uh, are worthy of our must and are worthy of our time and attention, and because we get so distracted with so many other things. So what is your must do's for this week that will help you walk with God, be loved by God, and love God more fully? So one of the things that I'm going to be doing tonight is leaning into that service value, that service practice. And you're welcome to join at 5:45. We're gathering at our church, and we're going to go serve at the Round Rock Area Serving Center, and this is just a way of helping the most needy in our community by stocking shelves, preparing groceries for them, and just taking care of the needs of that beautiful ministry that takes care of our own local community and the most needy among us. Another practice for me is prayer, as I mentioned. And if you haven't and you would like to join us on Thursday, at noon, we have a soup and bread lunch where I'm teaching on the prayer life of Jesus. And I also do that online via Zoom at 7 o'clock each Thursday night as well during Lent. You can go to our website, it's right here on the screen for you. Sign up, join us. But whatever you do, take those one or two practices in your life, as I will in my own life, give some structure to our lives. And like that beautiful vine in our backyard, maybe, or that beautiful vine that God wants to grow in our lives, let it flourish, let it grow, because we provide the structure for it. And when we do that, I think we're going to discover a deepened relationship with God as we love Him and are loved by Him. I hope this was helpful for you this Wednesday morning. Thank you so much for joining with us. Check out our social media. There's some really cool things from our folks who are in Greece, and David's posting some amazing little video devotionals there. So check out our social media. If you haven't done so, please check out our podcast and follow us on the Vine, no less, right? And it'll provide some structure and really some help for you and me both as we seek to follow Jesus. You have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me today. Blessings to you all.